this video, I want to discuss shipping, and I want to show you what I do when it comes to my orders. And I've pulled a few different items, different types of items that I sold over the weekend. I'm making this video on Sunday night, but I just want to give you an idea of what I do, maybe give you some ideas on some shipping techniques that work for me. I have perfect feedback so far. You know, of course, I've had to have some feedback revisions and all that in the past due to some what we call fitchy buyers. But yeah, I do a lot of different things to try to save costs on shipping. Before I begin, it's very important that you guys go out and get a couple quality tape guns. So I have one for your standard shipping tape. Okay, you can get a carton of these, I think 36 rolls for about 40, 50 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description box below for you guys. It'll link you to Amazon, is where I buy most of my supplies. Of course, you have your eBay tape. I think they also have a black version as well of the eBay tape. And a nice quality dispenser. I think you can get like a 2-pack for like 15 to 20 bucks. And I'll try to find a link for you as well, and I'll post that down below. In a couple of these examples, or actually just one of these examples, I'm using eBay 8x6x4 boxes. And you can use your coupon if you have an eBay store to utilize towards these. So come October 1st, you'll be able to utilize your coupon. If you haven't used it for Q3, you can use it for Q4 for supplies like this and the eBay tape. And like I said, everything I'm talking about, I'll try to leave a link in the description below. So the supplies that I use a lot of different kind of poly bags. I have 4 different items I'm going to ship with you today. The first item we're going to deal with, it's this Style Master Alexandria Madeleine chair furniture throw. It's a little chair cover, and it's a brand new item. Okay, and I'll show it to you here. Okay, this is the item. And as you can see, when you're dealing with shipping, you want to evaluate your item. Okay, what do I have here? What am I shipping? And so in this case, I'm not shipping anything that's going to be breakable here. This is fabric. Okay, it's a cover for a chair. And so I don't have to worry about bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is something that I use a lot. You have your bubble wrap here, your rolls of bubble wrap. These are a lifesaver. These are a must when you're shipping on eBay. It's just the way to go for me. But in this case, I don't need to bubble wrap this because there's nothing here can break. There's no threat of damaging. This is not a collectible item. It's not something that, if the corner here gets if it drops on the corner, maybe they throw it off the 747 I tell you guys about a lot. It's still gonna function, okay? Because it has a nice plastic coating around it. So I've taken a poly bag. Now I have multiple size poly bags. It just so happens that this is the closest size poly bag, and this is a 19x14 size poly bag. It's black. They have them in gray, different colors as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this thing fit, and if not, I need to get a bigger one, but I think this should fit, so bear with me. Sometimes, and in my opinion, it's best to get the closest fitting poly bag, the smallest poly bag you can make work, in my opinion, to where it actually encases the entire product, whether you're using bubble wrap or not. And sometimes you'll try a poly bag and it just barely won't work. You'll have to try the next size up. I have about 5 or 6, maybe 7 different size poly bags that I use. And anywhere from like a 9x7, which is my small size, all the way up to 24x24 for my larger items. And at one point, I used to poly bag everything. I don't quite do that anymore. I just find it's kind of a waste. So what I'm doing is, it fits just fine, as you can see here, okay? And there's a little piece of paper covering over the sticky part. And I'm simply just going to make sure it's as tight as possible, and I'm going to fold it over the best that I can. So now it makes a tight seal, okay? Now, on its own, you don't need to add any tape if you don't want to. Sometimes you can add a little bit of eBay tape for maybe to kind of make it look a little bit better and to reinforce the sticky side. As you can see, it's kind of what it looks like here, all right? Now, when I throw this on my scale, and you're not gonna see the scale here, I apologize, I just don't have it set up. I'm at 3 pounds right on the dot. I've already measured this, but it's always a good idea to measure and just take a simple tape measure, okay? And so in this case, it's 16. It's actually 15 and a half, but you always wanna go up to the next inch. So it's 16 by, in this case, it's a little over 12, so I have it as 13. And then on this here, it's little over 2, so I have it as 3. So these measurements are fine. And you know, again, when you're making your listing, you wanna move your sizes up and your weights up whenever you're putting your listing together. And the reason why I double check these things is because sometimes your packing materials can increase your weight, and a lot of times we're just measuring the item. If you know we have an item that requires a larger box, maybe we didn't anticipate, maybe the box we thought we were going to use isn't working, we go back and we re-measure everything as compared to what's in our listing, because there's going to be times that you're going to need to up those numbers, and it's going to affect the information here. So this information is correct. Now, if we look at the different options that are available to us, by default, it says the buyer selected $13.68. Just so you know, I'm going to try to bring this down. I've only charged $6.99. So I like to charge flat rates. This is going to Indiana, so you know, in this case, it's going to be more than $6.99 for a 3 pound item, just the way it works. But I want to look at my options here. We've got UPS ground, $12.95. And I don't use FedEx anymore. I just don't. And especially polybags, FedEx does not like polybags. So all those videos I made last year when I was being overcharged, come to find out that I was using a lot of polybags on some of these larger items. They do not like polybags, and they will charge you extra when you do that. So I find that UPS does not do that to me. In fact, what I like to do is, because see, this is it still can grab on their conveyor belts. So what I will do is, if I use UPS ground on something like this, I will go ahead and just put a clear coat of this tape here, this shipping tape. Yeah, it's a waste of tape, but I've never had one complaint, never had one upcharge. In fact, I'm not gonna buy my label through eBay either. I'm gonna use a service called Shippo. And Shippo is a service that I think you pay $10 a month for, and they don't endorse this video at all. But Shippo is definitely a service that I use because they charge you up front. They don't bill you later. You know, like for instance, eBay likes to say, you know, hey, we're gonna charge you $12.95, but chances are it could be more like $18.95 by the time it's all said and done. And I won't even know for the better, because I already moved on to my other items. I mean, how many of us have the time to go back and look at our labels once we've, you know, shipped the item out? I mean, I'd rather use that time to list and to do other things for my business. Yes, you definitely want to take the time to double check your invoices maybe once a month, but I don't want to get caught up on labels anymore, and I want to be able to trust it. I've never had an issue with Shippo. Simply what I'll do is I'll take the information here and I will copy paste it into Shippo, and I'll ship it out. it's gonna be the same price. I'm not gonna go through that shippo part. It's gonna be about $12.95, but I don't have to worry about paying anything more. I wanna move on to the next item. The next item is, it's this Me Fold. It's a little miniature car seat, okay? And it's like a little miniature booster seat. And on that, I think I sold this thing for $26.99. I think I have free shipping on it, right? But eBay wants to charge me $15.96. It's supposed to be 3 pounds. Now, what I would normally do here is I would normally bubble wrap this, because if you look on the inside, it's hard plastic. Pieces could get broken. I would normally bubble wrap this and then throw a poly bag around this box that's been bubble wrapped. But it's over a pound. Now, whenever you have something over a pound, you want to kind of get an idea of how big your item is. Now, as it so happens, I can make this fit just perfectly in a, you can get these for free at the USPS.com. This is a flat rate bubble mailer, okay? And this runs about $8, okay? Now, they want to charge me $15. I'm about to try to save myself $7 and some change here. So let's try to do that. Now, because I only have 2 arms, you got to use your neck, right? And your chin. But you'll never know that if I didn't tell you. So it barely fits here. And as you can see, the seal works. There's no product sticking out. Everything looks fine. This is perfectly fine, okay? And so I'll go to my options here, and I will find USPS Priority Mail Flat Rate Padded Envelope. Click on that. It's actually $7.76. I will go ahead and run my label. Now I have this linked up to my PayPal account, and my PayPal account is linked up to my Apple Card, which gives me a 1% cash back. And it doesn't seem like much, but when you're running, you know, $150 in labels to $200 a day, it does add up. So that's what I have. Now, what I've also done is I've made, I'm not gonna really show you this up close, but I bought these thermal little stickers, and I went on and created a little thing that said the name of my store. It says thank you, and 10% off your next purchase. Use code, and it gives the code, valid through 12/31/21, and also has the name of my store. Now, that's that. It's all done, and I saved myself $7 and change because I decided to utilize the flat rate mailers. Now, I only really use the bubble mailer. There's a lot of you guys that like to use the regional boxes and the other stuff. You know what? We all sell different things, and if you find a type of box, like a flat rate USPS box that works for you, by all means, continue doing what you're doing. I'm just telling you what I do, and it works really well. I want to show you really 2 other things. I don't want to make this a long video, but at the same time, I just want to give you an idea of the different things that I do. So again, we have our bubble wrap. I have this little, it's a Mario Kart controller, Super Mario Brothers. It's like a little RV type, like a little Mario that's on a cart that you're controlling. And I sold this, go back here. So I sold this for $16.98, okay? That's free shipping, okay? And as it just so happens, we're dealing with global shipping. As you can see, it's going to Erlanger, Kentucky. this here is only before packaging, almost 4 ounces. So not gonna cost a whole lot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this in bubble wrap, okay? So I have it wrapped in bubble wrap, okay? You don't have to do anything fancy. You can kind of tape it up if you want. I'm gonna take my box. Now, I have a box here, trying to save some time. So I'm gonna take this 8x6x4 box, and of course, I didn't do the best tape job, but I'm gonna put this box together using my eBay tape. I'm going to place the item in the box, and I might need to use a couple more pieces of bubble wrap to sort of make sure you have the item completely surrounded with bubble wrap before you place it in the box. And what we're gonna do, I don't know why this tape doesn't want to stick to this box for some reason. Tape loves to stick to your hands and everything you don't want it to stick to, but the time you want it to stick to something, it just wants to get stubborn with you. As you can see, I have the item completely surrounded up to where you fold the box in. It's completely filled with bubble wrap, and that will prevent any kind of damage. They can throw this thing as far off of the 747 that they want, and it should withstand that kind of damage. This is going to who knows what country, so there's a very good chance that this will be thrown off of the airplane onto the tarmac. Maybe it'll go to Iraq, maybe it'll go to the Philippines. Who knows where this thing's going, and I'm not gonna look. Honestly, it's not gonna change the way I package this item. Certainly, I have these folded, so I'm gonna take my eBay tape. Now you can do this with clear tape as well, but I just think this adds a nice little touch to it. So now I have a nice looking box here. Now I'm gonna put this back on my scale, and that 3.5 ounce item, almost 4 ounces, is now 7.5. So I'm going to make this as 8. Now I don't know why I put it as a pound. See, this is one thing. You can actually deal with errors, and if you're just going off, of the information that you put in your listing, maybe you made a mistake like I did there, and if I don't double check that, I'm gonna be paying a lot more, or I'm not gonna have enough weight, and the USPS is going to come back at me. Now, word to the wise here. These boxes may say 8x6x4, okay, but they don't ever work out that way. For instance, this is like 6 3/8. 6 3/8, okay? This is 8 1/8. And this is 4 5/8, okay? And it says it's 8x6x4. There's a chance, if you just go off of what's on this box, and someone, the USPS, they do their job, and they go in and measure this and don't just take this for its word, you could be charged more depending on how big your item is. I don't think they're gonna do that on a first class, because with it being 8 ounces, it's first class. But I'm gonna go in here and change it because I don't want there to be any discrepancy. So I'm gonna add 1 inch to all these, okay? And it doesn't matter what order you put these in. And again, I'm not sending it priority. I don't care what the buyer selected, because I'm choosing to ship this out on my own dime. And as a seller, you don't have to ship it based on what the buyer selected, okay? You ship it out to what's gonna be most cost effective, and it's going to get to that buyer in the quickest amount of time. Now, first class is going to arrive anywhere from the 12th to the 14th, whereas USPS Priority Mail would arrive anywhere from the 11th to the 14th. I'm gonna be good. It's expected Friday, August 13th. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna mail it out on time tomorrow, and we'll see what happens here. This is $3.69. Oops, I will go ahead and purchase that label, and we will get that one out. And there's one more I want to do here, so we'll go ahead and print this out. Go back. So there's one more of these I want to do. And this one utilizes pirate ship. Now, I'm gonna mail out this little 2-pack of collagen peptides here. Okay, put that over there. And so as you can see here, it's quite a big thing. And we're looking at what, like 3 pounds? Yeah, like 3 pounds. You guys know from previous videos, I think I've spoken to you about it, that anything over 3 pounds, I want to ship by FedEx. But if we click on this and we see where this thing's going, this is going, of course, to Indiana. And so they want $13.68. I have, it's what, $32.98, and then they paid $9.99 for shipping on that. So on this here, I'm going to see what does UPS Ground wants $12.06. Okay, and that's based on a, I know these dimensions aren't right, 12 by 6 by 6. Now I have a 24 by 12 poly bag, okay? Now, I want to show you this. This is cubic shipping. It's called soft pack, okay? It's that box in a bag method. And what I'm going to do, and I've kind of already figured this out for brevity's sake, I can bubble wrap this, and I'll do that in a minute. I can bubble wrap this, fit it in my poly bag, okay, my 24 by 12. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut 7 inches off this thing, and it's going to make it a 17 by 12. And you can do this, the soft pack is anything 18 by 18 is your max. So I'm going to take my trusty scissors here, and I'm going to cut off and make this a 17-inch long bag. Now, you cannot, the way it works with soft pack with cubic shipping is you have to cut your bag and measure your bag before you place the contents inside. A big mistake that people make is they will put the contents inside their poly bag and then they go in and measure it. And that's not good, because when you do that, you're not getting the true measurement of the bag, and you can actually find that you're violating pirate ship's terms and conditions. And for those of you who don't know, pirateship.com is not affiliated with this channel, but they are a free site, does not cost you anything. Like Shippo is like $10 a month. Pirate Ship costs you nothing. And they are the only site, and there might be another one out there, but they're the only site that I know of that gives you the option for cubic shipping. Now, the difference between cubic shipping and what eBay offers is, eBay offers it based on your weights and dimensions. Cubic is more of the size of the package. Regardless, the weight doesn't have as much to do with it as the actual size of the package. So you can either use cubic with pirate ship with a box that requires 3 dimensions, or you can utilize cubic shipping with a poly bag. In this case, this is altered, you know, before we actually seal everything up. And I'm using the dimensions of 17 by 12. It's already been measured. Now the key is you have to make this thing resemble in some way, shape, or form a envelope. Okay, and I confirmed this with the folks at Pirate Ship, that if it looks like a box, because you have a box in the bag, so this isn't a box, but I know a lot of you guys have boxes, and if you put that box in a bag and it doesn't resemble an envelope, you are not living up to the terms of what they want you to do with the envelope cubic rate shipping, the soft pack. And so in this case, I just used some eBay tape. Again, I have the ends. You want to see the ends like an envelope, okay? Yes, there's something in here, but I'm using the ends, okay? Making sure the ends look like an envelope. And if you're using a box, as long as you're making the ends look like an envelope, you're gonna be okay. So again, it's about 3 pounds. I'm going to go on to pirateship.com. And essentially you're gonna go in here and you're going to create a label, okay? And you're gonna select envelope, you know, and you've got 19, actually in this case, 17 by 12 and 3 pounds. So I have the customer's information in there. And so I'm gonna get rates. So it comes up to $12.45. And so if we go back to eBay and see what they want, for USPS priority mail, they want $13.68. Now I could ship it out by USPS ground, but the way I have it shipped, I don't think they want soft pack like that. And we're only talking 40 something cents. I'm gonna buy this label and then I'm going to copy the actual tracking information. I'm going to go back to my listing here and I'm going to hit add tracking. I'm going to right click, paste that, and it's going to automatically see that it's a USPS tracking number, and I'm going to hit save. So here's my label. Here's my package. They paid $9.99 shipping. It was $12.48 or something like that. No big deal. You win some, you lose some. This is why also, if you're charging for shipping and the cost of your label is cheaper than what it actually costs you for the label, don't refund that buyer the money for the label. And the reason is this: you're gonna lose out on some labels, okay? And everything's gonna cost average out. There's gonna be times you're gonna be paying more out of pocket for a label than what you charge the customer. And there's gonna be times when the customer pays you more than what the label costs. And that's just the way it is. You should not refund your buyer any shipping back above and beyond at the end of the transaction. It's just not a good idea. So guys, what do you think? Put your comments down below. Did you guys learn anything? Are there any techniques that I didn't mention? I'm sure there's a couple more. I mean, I haven't shown you large boxes. I haven't shown you things like that. But this is just basic common stuff that I deal with every day. And I wanted to make a video. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, but I just haven't had a chance to do it. And today I made the video for you. Hopefully it's going to help you guys out, and especially those of you who are beginning and just trying to get an idea of, hey, how does he do it versus how I do it. So comment down below. While you're at it, please, if you enjoyed this video, if you found any use in this information, please hit that like button. It helps the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of good videos that we're going to be coming up with here, and hit that notification bell so that when I make a new video or go live, you're notified and you have that information. But regardless of how you choose to ship your items, just know that flipping ain't easy, and we will see you guys here very soon.